Let's go ahead. I'm going to call our meeting to order. Good morning. I'm Patrick Birmingham. I'm the chairman of the board of directors for the Knoxville Chamber, and I want to welcome you to the 2014 annual report. Your presence at this event means you're invested in and engaged with the area's business community. And I'd like to thank you all for being with us this morning. We do have several elected officials in the room, and I'd like to take a moment and recognize them. Mayor Madeline Rogero is here from the city of Knoxville. City Council, Daniel Brown, Dwayne Grieve, George Wallace, and Finbar Saunders. Finbar, sorry about that. I always make that mistake with them. From County Commission, we have Dave Wright and Jeff Owenby. The School Board, Patty Bounds, and Trustee Foster Arnett. Is there, by chance, anyone that we may have overlooked that we want to make sure we recognize? Okay. Well, thank you all for your service in helping to make the greater Knoxville area a better place to live and work. Before we proceed any further, this meeting also serves as the October board meeting, so we are officially calling it to order. We do have a quorum, and our board members are sitting here in the first two rows. At this time, I'd like them all to be stand so that we can recognize them. Please, fellow board members, thank you for your commitment to the Chamber. The Chamber's board is a cross-section of the business community, ranging from hospital system CEOs to young entrepreneurs to women and minority-owned business owners, much like the membership base it represents. The Chamber finished the 2013-2014 fiscal year with 2,161 members, 85% which employ 50 or fewer employees, and 62% which employ 10 or fewer employees. While the perception by many is that the Chamber only serves big business, the reality is the organization serves as a resource for all companies, both big and small. When you boil the Chamber's mission of driving regional economic prosperity down to its essence, it's all about jobs. It's about providing businesses and business people with the resources and programs to help them grow or recruiting new or expanding companies to the region. It's also about ensuring that our public education system is preparing the workforce for the 21st century jobs. When the Chamber is effective, jobs are created, wages are made, and prosperity is achieved. However, it isn't the Chamber that is creating the jobs or making the wages or achieving the prosperity. It's you all in the business community. It's the businesses and business people in the community that deserve that recognition. So before I start talking about some of the organization's milestones over the last year, I'd like to turn the focus on a few of our members who've made an impact this year with the help of the Chamber. First off, I'd like to recognize Nathan Robinette, founder of the Casual Pint and president of Casual Pint Franchising Incorporated. The Casual Pint opened its first location off Paper Mill in 2011. The opening of the craft beer retail store was a dream of both Nathan and his father, John. They utilized the Chamber resources, such as our Small Business Development Center, to help them launch the business. 3 short years later, the Casual Pint is a true small business success story. They now have a store downtown and have expanded into franchising. More than 10 franchisees have been granted, and they are expanding into additional markets such as Chattanooga and Nashville. They also recently unveiled the Mobile Pint, which is the Chamber Schmoozapalooza and is available for parties and events and tailgates. We did not have it here this morning, unfortunately. Nathan, will you please stand and be recognized? Thank you for your contribution. Next, I'd like to say a few words about Tillman Companies. There are 11 Chamber members recognized on Inc. Magazine's 2014 Incorporated 5,000 list, which ranks America's fastest growing private companies. Tillman Companies was the highest ranked Knoxville-based company at number 461 and was the 6th highest ranked company in the state of Tennessee. The construction company's revenues skyrocketed more than 1,000% over the last 3 years, and it added 12 jobs over the same time span. Alan Tillman, founder of the company, is a regular at Chamber networking events and has been a member since 2005. Alan, will you please stand so we can recognize you? Congratulations on the growth of your company. Several of you were at a recent premiere party event featuring Joe Baker, founder of Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine, as the guest speaker. The Old Smoky story is an impressive one. The family-owned business took a 200-year-old moonshine recipe mainstream in 2010 when legislation allowed for the legal distillation of moonshine. The company was on the front side of the wave that has made moonshine a stylish spirit in bars and lounges literally around the world. Old Smoky started with a small 2,000 square foot distillery and retail space on the Parkway in Gatlinburg, which has now expanded sixfold and is known as the Hollow. It is the most visited distillery in America. The company recently opened a new 20,000 square foot jarring facility in Gatlinburg last year, and just this month opened a new 6,000 square foot outpost at the Island and Pigeon Forge, known as the Old Smoky Barn. They are now distributing globally and have more than 400 employees. Old Smoky has been a member of the Chamber since its launching. I'd like to recognize Johnny Baker, Michael Simonis, and Courtney Burris of Old Smoky. If you all would please stand. Congratulations on successfully launching a truly homegrown business. We look forward to watching your growth in our factory home that you call our region home. You know, thinking about the last two businesses, we might have to move this meeting to 5 o'clock or something like that. There are hundreds more stories like these of these engaged chamber members utilizing chamber resources to help launch or grow their business and contribute to the economic prosperity of our community. Unfortunately, we only have time to highlight a few of them this morning, and we need to get back to our business at hand. So I want to talk a little bit about the year in review. The Chamber has worked diligently to author a new strategic plan over the last year, which will provide the framework for everything the Chamber does for the next 3 years. The effort was all-inclusive, providing the entire staff as well as the Board of Directors with an opportunity for input. While the process took some time, the outcome is a comprehensive yet succinct document that allows for flexibility and creativity. Unfortunately, we don't have time to review the plan in its entirety this morning, but I encourage you to visit the Chamber's website and take a look at the plan yourself. I do want to share the purpose of the Chamber as defined by the plan, as well as 3 key objectives. The Chamber's purpose can best be defined as the reason the staff gets up every morning and comes into work. Simply put, the Chamber's purpose is to advocate for the best business interests of the business community. We are here to support the business community, and this support comes in many forms and functions, and we'll highlight some of these a little bit later. The 3 objectives that I want to talk about that are highlighted in the plan are distinct yet mutually dependent. If we fail to excel at any one objective, the others will suffer as well. It's also important to point out that these objectives are organization-wide and not departmentalized. They are to influence the business climate, to engage the business community, and to strive for distinction. So how does the Chamber influence the business climate? Probably the most visible and oftentimes most critiqued role the Chamber has in the community is with regards to its economic development efforts. The Knoxville Chamber is the managing partner of Innovation Valley, the regional economic development initiative that includes the Blunt Partnership, the Rhone Alliance, the Tellico Reserve Development Agency, the Loudoun County Economic Development Agency, the Anderson County Economic Development Agency, the City of Oak Ridge, and the Jefferson County Economic Development. The regional approach to economic development offers the most comprehensive advantages to not only businesses planning a corporate relocation or expansion, but also the communities involved. It recognizes when new jobs come to the region because the entire region benefits, not just the county or municipality where the jobs are located. The Chamber also acts as the economic development agency for the City of Knoxville and Knox County, providing both entities with the very important veil of confidentiality that is needed when courting new or expanding companies. Not to mention, we've got 110 years of experience in the economic development industry. During the 2013 and 2014 fiscal year, the Chamber celebrated many accomplishments with regards to its economic development efforts. Innovation Valley recruited 8 new companies to the region, including 3 significant announcements in Knox County. Leisure Pools, a fiberglass pool manufacturer, has taken over the Sea Ray manufacturing facility at Forks of the River and has moved its headquarters from San Antonio to Knoxville. They made a $6.2 million capital investment and brought with them 240 jobs to Knoxville. Fresenius Medical Care, North America, based in Utah, selected Knox County for its East Coast manufacturing facility, investing more than $140 million into retrofitting the Panasonic building off the Strawberry Plains Pike. When the facility opens, it will employ 665 individuals. Flower Foods made a significant investment in Knox County, opening a bakery that will eventually lead to 102 new jobs and included an $11.6 million capital investment. You may have seen there was a story about them in last Sunday's News Sentinel that kind of highlighted some of the new technologies that's going on in Flower Foods. 9 regional companies celebrated significant expansions over the last year, 3 of them within Knox County. ARC Automotive announced a $7 million, 115-job expansion project for its Mid Park Road facility. Knoxville Locomotive Works Incorporated will be adding 203 jobs and investing $6.1 million in capital investments with its expansion. And WS Packaging, which acquired Consolidated Products and is adding 231 jobs and investing $43 million in capital improvements in the Knox County facility. When you add it all together, Innovation Valley has secured almost 3,300 new jobs and $515 million in capital investments over the last year, surpassing its goals in each of those areas by 42% and 72% respectively. The Chamber also distributed 1,336 relocation packets to prospective new residents to the area. It's been a tremendous year for economic development in Innovation Valley. Quite frankly, I think it deserves a round of applause. Additionally, the Chamber influences the business climate by being informed and engaged in public policy that affect the business community. The Chamber's Government Relations Committee, chaired by Susan Williams, meets monthly, monitoring and discussing potential legislation that could damage or benefit businesses. A few of the issues the Chamber has been involved with over the last year include the ongoing proposed changes to the Knoxville sign ordinance. The City of Knoxville created a sign ordinance task force in February 2012. The Chamber stayed close to the issue, recognizing that signs are an important marketing vehicle for businesses, especially small businesses. The proposed ordinance has taken on several iterations, and the Chamber remains engaged in protecting the interests of the business community with regards to this issue. Continuing to support Common Core state standards and assessments, public education reform remains a priority for the business community, and in turn the Chamber. Our community's prosperity, as well as the state of Tennessee, is dependent on a workforce that is prepared for 21st century jobs. Now in its 4th year, Common Core in the state of Tennessee has weathered some storms, and the Chamber has been and will continue to be a vocal support of it. Despite the political rhetoric, Common Core is not a federal mandate. The concept was initiated by governors from across the country, and the standards were drafted by education professionals. It is not a specific curriculum. It is a set of standards students should be achieving before they graduate so they are properly prepared for secondary education opportunities and the market of the future, job market of the future. Curriculum is always, as always, set by local school districts. We will continue to carry the torch in this fight because the state cannot afford to retreat and go back to the drawing board with regards to public education reform. Too much progress has already been made. Continuing with the workforce and education theme, the Chamber voiced its full support of the Tennessee Promise Scholarship Program. Announced by Governor Haslam in February and passed by the General Assembly in April, the Tennessee Promise uses state lottery reserve funds to provide Tennessee students graduating from high school with 2 years of tuition-free education at a community college or technical school within the state. It's momentous legislation that will have a significant impact on bridging the workforce gap. As a brief side note, the governor addressed a small group of Chamber investors at the beginning of the month and encouraged them to help support the Tennessee Promise even further by signing up to be mentors. The time commitment is minimal and the impact can be significant. I encourage you to look into the program by visiting tennesseepromise.gov. So those are some of the highlights of how the Chamber has helped to influence the business climate in our region. Let me now move on to the organization's work related to engaging the business community. One of the most obvious indicators of how engaged the Chamber's members are its retention rate. If members are engaged and recognizing a return on their investment, they will continue to be members. I'm happy to announce that for the 2nd consecutive year, the Chamber has set a record for its membership retention rate, boasting a 90% renewal rate for the 2013-2014 fiscal year, up 2 points from last year. This doesn't happen by chance. It's due to the hard work of the Chamber staff, especially the member services team. It's also due in part to you, our members, who recognize the importance of a strong Chamber and take advantage of the benefits that come along with it. Here's some interesting facts and figures from the last fiscal year that also help to indicate the level of membership engagement. The Chamber hosted 54 events during the 2013-2014 fiscal year. That was actually down 6 from the prior year, but the number of registrants increased by nearly 800 800, resulting in over 7,200 business professionals benefiting from chamber events. That means we are succeeding in hosting meaningful events and doing programming that matters to our members. Volunteers play a huge role in the Chamber's daily activities. They are the most engaged members the Chamber has. They sit on the board of directors, they participate in committees, and contribute their time as ambassadors. During the 2013-14 fiscal year, more than 100 volunteers donated more than 6,700 hours to the Chamber. But now I'd like to recognize them. If you are a Chamber volunteer, would you please stand at this time so we may recognize you? Thank you for all you do. I know Knoxville.com continues to gain traction in the market. As members are increasingly recognizing the importance of the Chamber's search engine optimized online directory, so are users of the site. Promo pages views increased 55% over last year with close to 500,000 page views. The Chamber has directly assisted 126 small businesses through the Propel program led by Doug Minter. Research specialist Joe Riley responded to more than 2,700 research requests during the last fiscal year. These requests range from demographical information of various lists to specialized data requests. The Chamber also uses social media as an engagement tool, and it continues to expand its reach. Most impressively, the Chamber's YouTube channel had 23,000 visits last fiscal year, and the visitors watched more than 150,000 minutes of videos. I want to watch the videos. The organization also finished the year with more than 8,500 Twitter followers and 3,100 Facebook likes. The final objective I'd like to review with you this morning is how the Chamber has gone about striving for distinction over the last year. As many of you know, in 2011, the Chamber was recognized as the National Chamber of the Year by the American Chamber of Commerce Executives. While we can only apply for that award every 5 years, it certainly does not keep the staff from looking for other paths to garner distinction. The Chamber must first and foremost be financially sound in order to stand out and make a difference. The Knoxville Chamber continues to be very strong financially. Last year, the organization reported $176,703 in new member sales, an all-time high, and more than $15,000 over last year's number. The Chamber's net assets increased by $47,486. Part of the reason the Chamber excels financially is because it's invested in its staff. Staff members are encouraged to take advantage of professional development opportunities and represent Knoxville in statewide national associations. Mike Edwards, our president, serves on the state school board and is also chairman for the U.S. Chamber's Foundation Board. I should mention, and I apologize, I failed to do this at the beginning. Some of you may be wondering if you hadn't seen Mike this morning. He really wanted to be here, but unfortunately he's homesick with something called bacterial pneumonia, which we're probably glad he's still at home and not here. But anyway, he sends his regards, and I'm sorry that he cannot be here with us this morning. Mark Field, Senior Vice President, received his Certificate Chamber Executive, or CCE, designation this summer. Mark also serves as Vice Chairman on the Board of Regents for the U.S. Chamber's Southeast Institute. Doug Minter, Business Development Manager for the Chamber, serves as the Chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee for the American Chamber of Commerce Executives. Vice President for Economic Development, Doug Lawyer, serves on the board of the Tennessee Economic Partnership. And last, but certainly not least, Rhonda Rice, Executive Vice President, serves on the TVA Resource Stewardship Council. And I want to talk about a couple of special members. Ashley Atkins, who's the Membership Development Manager, was recognized this past summer at the American Chamber of Commerce Executives Annual Conference for $750,000 in lifetime membership sales, garnering her a Platinum Sales Achievement Award. Additionally, Corey Johnson, a Chamber Account Executive, was honored with a Bronze Sales Achievement Award for $175,000 in career membership sales. Both of these young ladies ranked in the top 10 for annual new member sales last year. I'd like them both to please stand and be recognized. Ashley and Corey. While I'm on the topic of the Chamber staff, I'd like to point out that in order for an organization to achieve success the way our Chamber has, there must be loyalty and consistency from its employees. Mike Edwards and Rhonda Rice have done an excellent job of cultivating a skilled and professional staff. Nearly 40% of the Chamber staff has been with the organization for 10 or more years. This is a commendable feat, and I'd like the entire Chamber staff to please stand so that we can recognize you. On behalf of the Knoxville business community, thank you for all your efforts. One final point on distinction. Last September, the City of Knoxville received the designation as a TBA Platinum Sustainable Community. The Chamber's Economic Development Team partnered with Mayor Madeline Rogero and the city officials to achieve this designation. Receiving the Platinum rating will help differentiate Knoxville from other communities when we are recruiting corporate prospects to the area. As you can tell, the Chamber has achieved several accolades over the last year, and that should make us all very proud. The organization not only serves us well here locally, but represents us well at the state and national level. I'd now like to turn our attention to the year ahead. When an organization has a year as successful as the Chamber did in 2013-2014, it can be easy to rest on your laurels. However, I can assure you our Chamber will not fall into that trap. The year ahead will provide the organization with many challenges and opportunities. The Chamber will continue to guide efforts to make Knoxville America's best business address by adhering to its new strategic plan and helping to move the business community forward. With regards to influencing the business climate in the region, the Chamber will be focused on the following tasks over the coming year. Continuing to recruit corporate prospects in the region and building on the success of the last fiscal year. While prospects continue to express interest in Knoxville, one major challenge that we still have is available inventory. Knox County needs more ready-to-go sites in order to compete with similar markets. In order to be able to actively recruit a prospect, we must first make their list of viable markets. Right now, we may be eliminated because we don't have the inventory of sites many companies are in need of. A common argument of anti-development supporters is that we have plenty of empty buildings ready for redevelopment. Well, first off, that inventory is dwindling as well, which is a good thing. But secondly, I'd like you to think about it like this. If two couples are looking for a new house, one might be looking for an older fixer-upper with character. The other might prefer some form of new construction. They know what they want, and they aren't going to waste their time looking at something they don't want. The same holds true in corporate recruiting. We can't pitch Knoxville if we don't get a chance to have a seat at the table. We have to have what site selectors and relocating companies are looking for in order to even begin the conversation. The Economic Development Team will also continue to lead the regional economic development efforts through Innovation Valley, which are shaped by the partnership-specific strategic plan, Innovation Valley Blueprint 2.0. We will continue to focus our efforts on the strategic assets of our region, such as the manufacturing demonstration facility at OR&L, and our close proximity to several major markets. Blueprint 2.0 recommends specific tactics to encourage business recruitment, retention, and expansion in 5 target recruitment clusters. They are advanced technology and manufacturing, corporate services, creative media services, energy, and transportation. Those clusters will continue to receive our priority. The Chamber will continue to work closely with its partner, the KEC, the Knoxville Entrepreneur Center, to find ways to support and grow the entrepreneurial community. The KEC is doing tremendous work with startups and making a significant impact on our community. KEC will be hosting its 2nd annual Startup Day on November 20th at 2:30 p.m. at the Standard, and I encourage you to learn more about this event by visiting startupday2014.com. We will continue to stay informed and engaged in public policy issues that affect the business community. Locally, the signed ordinance will continue to be a priority for the Chamber staff. Maintaining relationship with local elected officials will continue to be a priority for the staff in order to communicate what is in the best interest of the business community. Statewide, we will be working with our partners at the other Big 4 chambers, Nashville, Memphis, and Chattanooga, to identify business-related legislation that needs to be vetted and communicated. We will stay firmly planted in our support of public education reform. This continues to be a topic of utmost importance to the business community. While we've seen improvement, we must stay engaged in this effort to to ensure our future generations are prepared to fill the jobs of tomorrow. The organization will continue to improve its efforts to engage the business community in the year ahead. Chamber staff is in the process of gathering important information from the membership through its annual membership survey. The updated survey will give staff a better idea of what benefits members truly value and which benefits need to be retooled or better communicated. Instead of our staff assuming that they know what members need and want from the organization, they will receive valuable insight into what the members actually think. The survey is live and available on KnoxvilleChamber.com through the month of October. I encourage everyone here today to take a few minutes to give their feedback on this important topic. The Chamber's Marketing Committee, led by Board Member Parker Frost, will be participating in a 3-hour retreat next week to help develop a comprehensive communication and marketing plan for the organization. The hope is the plan will not only help create more awareness for the organization within the business community and increase the number of members participating, but also help with making sure we are communicating effectively with our members on a regular basis. Members can only be engaged if they are aware of the opportunities. The Marketing Committee hopes to bridge that gap with the new plan of action. In addition to the annual membership survey, the Chamber will continue to ask for customer service feedback from membership on ongoing business. Providing our members with an outlet for feedback throughout the year is a key strategy in keeping them engaged within the organization. If someone has a bad experience, we want to know about it so we can rectify it. Conversely, if someone had an excellent experience, we want to know about it as well so we can replicate it. The Knoxville Chamber will continue to strive for distinction over the coming year by working hard to meet our financial and operational goals. Leslie Smith, who started at the Chamber on the membership team, has been installed into a newly created Human Resource and Operations Manager role, which will help further develop employee engagement and satisfaction within the organization. Over the coming year, new programs and opportunities will be made available to the Chamber staff in order to further develop them both professionally and personally. Lastly, the staff will begin preparing to reapply for the accreditation to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Our current 4-star accreditation expires in December of 2015, and the Chamber's goal is to achieve a 5-star accreditation this next time around. While we take this morning to celebrate some of the Chamber's achievements over the last year, it's obvious the staff is continuing to push forward and make even more progress in the coming year. I'm excited, not just as chairman of the board of directors, but as a business leader in this community, to see how our organization and our community will grow in the year ahead. Good things are happening, and they're due in part to people just like you. Let's allow ourselves to celebrate the positive momentum, and then we'll get back to work to help drive our region's economic prosperity. Before I adjourn this morning's meeting, I do want to have one note. Let everyone know about the Chamber's popular holiday event called Bah Humbug. It will be held December 4th at the Holiday Inn's World Fair Park. We hope to see you there. That concludes our program for this morning. Thank you all for coming. Please have a great morning.